Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our hemp bedding bin that we have. So this bin has hemp bedding in it, has our red wigglers in it, and so far it seems to be doing pretty well. Now, it's been 28 days since my last update. I did not expect it to go this long, but unfortunately I had COVID, and it took me a while to get over that, and I couldn't really make any videos while that was going on. So I'm better now, still a little congested, but doing much better, and now it's time to get back into making these videos and show you what is going on with this system. So with that, let's take a look and see how the hemp bedding is doing. All right, here we are now. We've got our date of 8/11 down here. This is our last feeding area. Today is September 8th, as I said, 28 days. And let's go ahead and remove this top covering, which feels a little sticky. I guess the worms have really worked their way up here. They've really done a good job. There's a lot of material stuck in between all of these things right here. I'm looking to see if I can find any cocoons here on the surface. I do see a worm over here, but I'm not seeing any cocoons or anything like that stuck in here. But this does feel very, very heavy. There's a lot of stuff stuck in here, as this is probably a little bit too long for them to go without getting a nice, fresh coat of air going through here. But look how much, I want to say that this looks very composted on the top. It looks like they're doing a great job. Let's just kind of scrape this around a little bit. You can see here it's kind of moist, maybe a little bit too much moisture in here. A little bit less so on this side as this little indentation side right here. I mean, you can see these are almost all castings. They're doing a great job. You can see the worms in here. They look nice and healthy though. So this looks like they can survive just fine in this hemp material. If you're looking to buy this hemp material, oh, wait, cocoon. Right here, we found our first cocoon in here. Look at that. As I was going to say here, if you are looking to purchase this, I do have Amazon links down below. You can go ahead and take a look and purchase some of this material and try it out yourself. But look at this, you can see right in here, it looks like the material looks pretty good, still is holding up. It looks like it's a lot of moisture in here that probably doesn't need any moisture, but it looks like the material is holding up fairly well. But there are a lot of castings deposited and they're starting to stick together a little bit, but the worms look pretty good. You got a little baby worm right there, nice little baby. And I'm not surprised all the food is gone. I mean, this has been much longer than I expected to go before checking on this system. It looks like they're doing a great job of working through this material. Looks like all the food is gone. The worms look nice and healthy. There's a lot of them in here too. You can see all different sizes, from the baby worms to the big worms. So this is a nice, healthy system. And there is still air getting in here, although I think the plastic bubble wrap that I have is a little bit backed up. It'd be nice to kind of rinse that off maybe, but I don't think I'm going to do it this time since I don't want to add too much more moisture to the system. But look at this, you can just see, I mean, there's lots of worms in here. They look really good. As you can see, there's a lot of moisture in there, but look at this. I mean, you can just see there's lots of different size worms. All the food is, of course, gone. Let's just see right here in the center section. You can just see, look at this. I mean, flipping this over and there's just worms everywhere. It almost reminds me of the hamster bedding, the used hamster bedding, I should say, because this is also could be used as hamster bedding. But it looks like they're just working all through the material here. Like there's microbes everywhere, so they're all through it. There's no like, oh, I'm not going to go to this area or that area because there's nothing there. They're all through this material, which is a great view in here. You can just see lots of big worms right here. But they're all through this material. They're really working at it. And it looks like it is starting to break down a little bit, but it's hard to tell because there's so many castings in here. I want to say that that's part of it too. But you can see it just flakes apart, so they were able to get air in there. I'm not smelling anything, although my sense of smell is not great right now. But I'm not smelling anything bad. It is a little sticky, maybe more sticky than it should be. You can see it's sticking in my gloves. I wish it was a little bit drier in here maybe. And I could leave the top off a little bit and let it dry out. We could see how that goes. But look at that. You can just see every single handful in here has worms in it. You can see that it looks really good. You can hear the kind of its squishiness, but at the same time it breaks apart pretty easy. I mean, just look at all the worms. And they're doing a great job in here of just working through this material. They're desperate for food, I think, and we're going to go ahead and oblige them by adding some food. Actually, let's just move this over here. We'll add it to this side right here since we haven't fed on this side in a while, but As we flip this over, you can just see all the worms in here. Look at that. Tons and tons of worms. Doing a great job. We're going to add some drier food in here, I think. So let me just clean off my gloves a little bit here. So I do have the food's going to be frozen still, so there's going to be a little bit of a shock to some of the worms over here. Let's see if I can move them out of the way as best I can. I could throw in some fresh bedding actually too. I do have the hemp bedding right over here. Actually, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just throw in just a little bit of hemp bedding here. Give me just a second. I'm going to go grab some. All right. So we're going to throw in a little bit of hemp bedding right here just so you can see what it looks like fresh. Look at that. That is fresh hemp bedding. This is the used hemp bedding over here. I don't even know if you can see that right now because of how bright it is. But I just wanted to show you just a little bit there. Now let's go ahead and add some food. Now for this, I'm trying to still get this stuff off my gloves since I'm not going to throw in an entire container of food in this system. But for this, I've got a good mixture right here. Got some coffee grounds, some carrot peels, apple core. I like to throw in a variety of food for the worms here, so this is all frozen together. I didn't realize how frozen this was. Hold on here. Just trying to grab one of these pieces out here. There we go, banana peel. Nice variety of food. And got a little bit more here. Another apple core and a clementine peel. Now, I do see a lot of white flakes all over this material, so I'm not too worried. Actually, I'll throw in this last apple core as well. I'm not too worried about the crushed crab and eggshell this time. I see a lot of white flakes all through this material. I don't know how well that's picking up on camera, but we're going to go ahead and put this stuff on top. Just a little fresh bedding. Not much, just a little bit. As you can see in here, this is what this bedding looks like. Hopefully you can see it. But it's very dry right now, so it's going to stick kind of well. And now we're going to go ahead and cover this up really well by just putting this over just like that. And that should be covered nice and well. A little bit light on this side. But yeah, this is definitely a little bit too moist. I probably could leave the lid off of for a little bit, or the plastic, or maybe have it off to the side a little bit more, or at least have it up above a little bit more so it can let out a little bit more of the moisture. So we'll see what we can do with that. But first off, let me grab my masking tape here. We need to add our date. Today is, as I said, 8/8. So 28 days. I'm just going to grab that. We're going to put that, pull this up a little bit. I'm going to put this right here to show that we fed. Just like that. And then we need to add our dash, because that's how I've been marking that I have fed. And I'm not unsurprising, I'm feeding every time. I'm taking a long time in between my updates for this system. But the worms are doing a pretty good job of breaking this down. So with that, we're going to place this very gingerly on top. I'm going to try to, don't want it to be down right, like, I like it, like the whole reason why I use this stuff is this has these nice big bubbles here, which allows air to kind of get in there. But when it's gunked full of stuff like this, it makes it where the air really cannot get in as well. But we're going to just still leave it like that right on there as it was. Maybe move that a little bit over. As you can see right here, it looks like it's seeping through some of the these bubbles right here are all cut because there's a crease right there, and it looks like it's starting to move through that. But with that, that's it for this system. It looks like it's doing a great job. We might need to eventually maybe, actually we could even maybe do it this time. We could maybe fold this over a little bit, let a little bit of air in on that side, and we'll come back here hopefully a little bit sooner. Hopefully I won't have anything going on, such as power outages or anything. And we'll come back a little bit sooner than we have been to check on this and make sure that this doesn't dry out too badly. So with that, we're going to go ahead and say, actually, hold on just a second. Hold on. Let me get my glove on right here. There is another cocoon right here. It looks like, as we're putting this away, I don't know if you can see it, but there is another cocoon right in there. That one's a dark one, but I did find two cocoons, which is great. The system is doing a pretty good job. The worms are doing good. Hopefully we'll see this kind of dry out just a little bit more. They'll eat the food, and then we'll be good to go. So, and we'll keep adding food to the system. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Or if you have any thoughts on this experiment that I'm doing with the hemp bedding, let me know as well down in the comments. Thank you for watching.